5 years ago, LEGO dropped the hottest controversy of the decade by creating this set.
It's me, a Mario.
This weird Mario has been rage bait for an entire community of LEGO fans and has quite literally ripped families apart and ruined people's lives. I may be embellishing a little bit, but the point is, people don't like it. So I'm gonna make it better, and here's how. Step 1, I need to buy some LEGO Mario sets first so I can do some research to better understand why people dislike these sets so much. Step number 2, figure out why LEGO keeps making them if people don't like them so much. And finally, step number 3, become the ultimate Giga Chad Sigma LEGO designer by whipping up 3 amazing Mario sets that people would actually buy. So let's do this. For step 1, I purchased this Adventures with Interactive Mario for $50. 218 pieces? That means Mario alone is worth like $30. He comes in this little box with no pants on, so I quickly assembled him and powered him up with 2 AAA batteries. He makes noises when he walks, jumps, falls down, sleeps, and interacts with these printed tiles. And this is where the magic happens. You see, this sensor on the bottom identifies colors and objects, making these LEGO courses quite playable, albeit with some pretty bad sound quality, but still, it's kinda cool. By connecting your phone, you can get interactive instructions and plays the background music when you start a level. I did have to update Mario though, which does make sense because if LEGO keeps making new sets with new interactive tiles, then you don't want your Mario to go out of date. My first impressions of this set, it's kind of fun. My second impression is like, now what am I supposed to do? Buy more, obviously. The idea behind this theme is to make a longer and longer course with various characters and fun interactions to keep your kids busy for longer. These sets are clearly marketed towards kids, and LEGO keeps making them because, well, kids are addicted to video games and toys, which is what these both are. Unfortunately, this makes parents a little bit sad and quite poor, so LEGO came up with these iconic Mario sets to make parents and adult fans less sad, but more poor. These iconic 18+ adult sets include the NES, Bowser,
Nice shot!
the question mark block, the Piranha Plant, yeah, this one doesn't really do much, and Mario and Yoshi. But despite all of these sets for kids and adults, they all fall short because they lack this one thing, the minifigure, which is why I went out and found this custom Mario, and I'm pretty sure like 9 out of 10 people would betray Weird Mario for this guy. He uses short legs and a molded head and hat piece, which in my opinion looks a lot better than the non-molded face print version. But with the printed head, you can more easily customize his costumes to make Cat Mario and Tanuki Mario, which are both pretty fucking cute. It's also such a missed opportunity not to make new molds or prints for items like mushrooms, shells, or power-up blocks, and I mean even the NES got this new molded Mario element and several new prints from Goombas to Turtles. Keep in mind, every Mario playset has at least one unique printed interactive tile linked to the software database responsible for every digital interaction in every new set. Talk about complicated. So this is well within LEGO's capabilities. And now that we understand the LEGO Mario dilemma, it comes down to people wanting minifigure playscale sets. So let's get building. For our first scene, we need something so iconic that every person on the planet would recognize it, which is why I'm choosing Super Mario World 1-1 as seen on the NES. Whoa, what happened? I needed the parts. I had to remove every single blue tile from the conveyor belt of this set in order to make my own set because I do not have this color tile. This is the blue sky background. For the clouds, I added in some white tiles, and for the bushes, you guessed it, green tiles. Funny enough, LEGO actually uses the same element for both clouds and bushes because Nintendo also used the same digital asset for both clouds and bushes. I didn't have enough blue tiles to cover it up, otherwise I would have also used these. But I did save room for blocks to go here, and by using these clear pieces, you can make it look like the blocks up here to be floating. For the flooring, I layered up 2 slabs of Nuga mason bricks and used that Geonosis color for the topsoil. I wanted to build a classic green pipe, but I only had these slopes in light green, but I really liked how round they were. So I slapped 2 of these sides together with a short pin and put that into the scene. I connected the backdrop and added enough finishing touches with custom LEGO Mario hopping through level 1. Now this is what I'm talking about. This would probably be like a $40 set, maybe more if it had a black border or a quote like the Star Wars dioramas, but it's just simple, recognizable, and gives you a Mario minifigure. And speaking of LEGO Mario not being a minifigure, there's a brand new set coming out in May which I'm super excited for because this looks amazing. But LEGO also released this playable $20 Mario Kart that has this plastic kite element some brand new wheels that are surprisingly hard, and of course an interactive tile to start your engine. It also includes this pit stop mushroom into target because you can now launch shells out of the stud shooters, which was honestly a pretty smart play feature. But this is no minifigure cart, so let's build our own. I grabbed these wheels and some blue and white and red bricks and put together the front and sides of the cart. I connected 2 exhaust pipes to the back, and I used the Mario tile from the official set to place on the front. Placing Mario in this cart actually looks pretty good, but I think we need to build up some competition. Bowser. This custom minifigure is whack. It comes in multiple molded pieces that you clip together. Oh, and we're not done yet. He has these thunder thighs. The figure doesn't look half bad, but he definitely doesn't look half good. But I think we can save this by building out a really cool cart. I used a similar chassis, but then I clipped these curved bars onto the front to sort of look like a bumper. I made a similar engine build, and then I used a Bowser tile from the buildable Bowser set for the front. And since this figure is so large, I had to remove his legs and tail just to get him to fit. Now, our last cart is a bike, and I really struggled trying to whip something up, so I just used this green stunts bike instead. Our rider for this bike is our custom Yoshi minifigure, and he also has a molded shell on the back, which is so tiny and cute. Yoshi has always been one of my favorites, and so I definitely needed to add him into the scene. But we need a course for them to race on, and there should only be one course that comes to mind, because it's the most widely recognized Mario course in the history of the world.
Who's that Pokemon?
Rainbow Road. Since I don't have pink and purple bricks for some reason, I grabbed this Everyone is Awesome Lego set and then grabbed another because they are full of beautiful tiles. I ended up with a fair bit, but I still wanted the stretch to be a little bit longer, so I decided to use 2x2 bricks as well. To make these line up because they're different heights, I went ahead and placed them sideways on top of 2 plates, which helps them to match up. But I also wanted to add in a boost ramp so that would separate the 2 sections, and that way I can position Mario's cart up in the air. I put Bowser hot on his heels, launching a red shell towards him, and Yoshi in the back getting inked by this squid. I will give LEGO credit for making this banana peel mold, but I think we need more stuff like this. With this second build done, I think this could probably be upwards of a $70 set if it was bulked up a little bit more with the backgrounds and maybe a play feature or 2. But now it's time to visit our 3rd official LEGO Mario set, Peach's Castle. Peach not included. $100 later, both of these sets were on sale by the way, I now have a second interactive figure. Peach here is quite elegant, taking daintier steps than her colleague Mario, and her screen shows a necklace rather than just the color of her outfit. She also has this heart shape in her bangs, which is a fun Easter egg. Her starter course also has a pipe, and Lakitu and his cloud guarding this imprisoned toad. You finish the level by tapping this tile, and I'm pretty much just gonna put all this stuff back in the box because I'll never use it again. This is Peach's Castle, the second time. People say the first one was better, but for all intents and purposes, I think this one's better because you get Jazzy Roy. The castle combines the gate and the front door with just massive friggin' doors, and the Peach painting has been downsized, which is a shame. But I think it represents the facade of the castle better than the original one. On the inside of the actual castle, you can place Peach on her throne and it plays the castle music. Turning her around on this bench will play a fun tune on the piano, and there's a play feature to knock down a tower to reveal a power-up star. But the ultimate play feature is me knocking down the entire set to use it for parts. After studying reference material endlessly for about 3 minutes, I got started with some green plates and tan bricks, and I used these inverted arches to elevate the 2 side towers, which is really what makes the castle look so intriguing. I also wanted more practical doors that were more minifigure scale, so I placed in some tiles on these clips, and then I sized it into the entrance. I added some curved tiles over the door and these lanterns to bring the entrance to life. I planted in some quarter tiles into the wall so that I could build 2 small towers, and of course I have to figure out how to build those 2 larger towers on the sides. I used the windows from the set and the Peach's portrait out front to make a small terrace. And then for the small towers, I used these windows and cone for the top. But now I need to figure out these side towers. Using these 1x4 quarter tiles, I was able to whip up a really beautiful design that fit the aesthetic overall. But I didn't have enough of these big red cone pieces on top, as the set only comes with 1, and ideally I need 6. So I borrowed these from the Beauty and the Beast castle and added some red stripes and flags. sets. With the towers on, I started thinking about the roof, and I knew I was going to need an interior structure to help to support it, and added in these two large structures in the middle for support. For the interior, I went ahead and added in that piano and the little swivel bench, and this bookcase because I liked the design. On the other side, I also put in a fireplace because why not? And in the middle, I made a removable throne for Peach. This is my own little fun play feature that I threw in, and I think the actual interior looks quite good. But that all led to the most difficult part of this build, which was the roof. I had no plates to work with, so I had to use a sideways brick build technique in order to get some sort of a shape to fit in here. It's pretty sturdy though, so I'm happy with it. And I actually like the angle I was able to accomplish with this little cupola on the top. For the tower, I made a removable roof section and really worked it in there nicely, using the windows from the set and topped it off with our little party hat. But I think there's just one more thing that we need. And there we have it, Peach's castle. After hours of struggle and not having all the parts I needed, this is the final product. And out of these three sets, which one is your favorite? I ended up spending just under $200 on official LEGO Mario sets, but if you could potentially get all this and maybe even more for the same price, I'd be curious to know which you'd choose. If these custom sets were on shelves, would you buy any of them? They definitely challenged me, but I'm super happy with how they turned out, so let me know in the comments what you think. Make sure to like the video, and maybe I'll consider making more Mario sets. But until then, happy building.
Nice shot.